Peace everyone, Unmask Art here. Welcome to day 2 of Inktober. Hope you're excited for this live stream as much as I am. Day 1 was awesome. Real quick, the supplies I'm probably going to be using today. I'm going to be using a few of these pens. Now, I've used the Mangaka pen. This is the Mangaka Flexible. I've used this before, so I like those pens. I've used the Mircon pens before, but this new pen here, this is a Faber-Castell Ecco Pigment. I've never used this one before, so I'm going to try that out today with the little project that I've got planned going on. And then I also am going to be using my Jelly Roll pen, which I've also used before on my Canson Sketchbook. That's not really the best. I'm also going to be using a little bit more of the Koh-I-Noor drawing black ink that I used yesterday. Hello Anna, hello Gihan, Sniper, Crystal, hello everyone. So here's a quick look at the finished product from yesterday. This is day 1, and day 2 I have sketched out just like I did yesterday's, and as you can see I'm going to be drawing some dominoes pieces. Now today's prompt is divided, and I'm sure there was a whole bunch of political ideas that people have come up with as far as divided, because that's something that I kind of thought of first, but being somebody that has a degree in mathematics, I thought of division as the mathematical operation. So I went ahead and thought of dominoes, because technically dominoes are just little pieces with division on it, where the numbers are represented by circles instead. So that's why I came up with dominoes. I don't know if that's lame or not, but it's the idea that I came up with, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. So I'm going to start off with this Faber-Castell Ecco Pigment pen. Now this is a waterproof light fastness. It's by Faber-Castell, so it should be a high quality product. Not too bad. It's a 0.2 size. Let's see. Hello on Abigail, Anonymous. Hello everyone. Beverly. I think that's my Kalia. Hopefully I pronounced that right. But yes. Good morning. Good evening. There's people from all around the world, so you almost can't even tell what time of day it is for everybody. For me, it's in the middle of the afternoon, so that is why I'm streaming now. I need to make a little bit of room for myself. I'm going to be twisting and turning this quite a bit so that I can get nice clean lines with this Ecco pen. And I will tell you right now that the way this pen feels on the paper is quite nice. It's definitely a clean line, and it's not scratchy. It's not scratchy on the paper, which is super important. Hello Elise, Red Target, Karen, Wendy, Silverne, Carmen. Goodness gracious, all of you coming in. Chesh. Yes, welcome. I was wondering if today's live stream was going to be any good, because I changed the time that I'm streaming, and I know that it's early morning in America for a lot of people, so I was a little concerned about that, but it seems all of you found your way here well enough, so I appreciate you coming. If you don't mind, please give the live stream a share so we can get some more people here. I'd really appreciate that. Let's see if we can break yesterday's record. So yesterday's live stream, I had a maximum, I think 56. So 56 people showed up to the live stream yesterday all at once, and that was a new record for me personally. So I want to thank all of you for coming by and supporting my video here and hanging out and drawing. Yeah, I'm a little bit more popular now, Wendy. Thank you. So let me know what you guys are drawing for day 2 in the chats. I'd love to know what you're drawing. And when you finish, if you want to tag me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, just tag me in your finished product. I'd love to see it. I was tagged in a couple photos yesterday that I enjoyed seeing, so please don't feel like you can't tag me. I'm more than happy to check it out. Yeah, I know, at least 56. I couldn't believe it. That's twice as much as I've ever had in a live stream, so it was really, really cool. I've been working all morning too. So I might feel a little rushed right now. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm working on. As many of you know, the colored pencil course that I've been really, really putting in the hours. I tell you what, I started super early this morning, since 8 o'clock this morning. So for the past like 7 hours straight, I've been working on my colored pencil course. And it is so close. Oh, I'm so close to being done. I can't wait to have it uploaded for everybody. Oh, you found a great reference for Pinup Girl? Yeah, that sounds really nice. Are you following any of the specific prompts to this year's Inktober, or are you just drawing whatever comes to mind, regardless of what it pertains to? Because I'm following the official prompt. So today, like I said, today is divided, which is why I chose dominoes, because they're like little division. 5 divided by 2 is how I think of dominoes. And that was my bright idea for today's prompt. Nothing real fancy. But tomorrow's prompt is poison. So I have something fun planned for that. Something that I don't think a lot of people would associate with the word poison. So I'm excited for that, because when I saw tomorrow's word prompt, I was like, well, I don't want to do like a bottle of poison, because that seems like too easy. You know, I tried to make all of my prompts a little bit more complicated than what I would have initially kind of reacted to creating. So I try to keep it a little different. Oh, hello, Chrissy. I'm glad you're able to make it to today's live stream. I know yesterday's live stream was a little bit too late for you in Australia, so I'm glad you were able to make it to this one. I pushed this one back to 1500 so that I was hoping to cast a little bit wider net as far as people who could show up. How I think of Domino's is Domino's Pizza. Yeah, when I was looking for pictures of Domino's, Domino's Pizza was something that popped up a lot. So I had to specifically do like Domino's pieces, not pizza, but pieces. So I'm just working on the outline now, and once I do this, I think what I'll do is I'll color in all the circles. I have a lot of circles going on here, so I'm gonna just break this piece up into these lines and then into the circles. And I'm gonna use the brush. I'm gonna use the brush to black out the space around it. That's kind of what I'm gonna do. So Wendy, you're editing videos for the next 3 days, creating some artwork. That sounds fun. Yeah, I've been editing a lot, so much the past week. My eyes feel like they're gonna fall out of my head. It's nice to stare at a piece of paper right now, as opposed to my computer screen constantly editing footage. All right, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna draw in these circles now, continuing with this Faber-Castell pen. Get some really nice clean lines. I'm actually just gonna fill in these circles completely black, and then I'm gonna use my white pen to add a little bit of highlight on the inside, just to give them that curvature shape that they actually are, because they're actually kind of rounded holes into the plastic domino here. So I don't want them to be completely black. I want to have a little bit of a highlight there so they get some dimension to them. So I had one person mention that they were drawing kind of a pin-up style piece for today. What else is everybody working on that's participating in Inktober? All right. So my main domino here is 5 divided by 2. And they have this black bar that goes across, so I'm going to try to do this. I was going to use a ruler, but I decided to freehand it because I kind of like the free-handed look. I don't know about anybody else. When I freehand my straight lines, I generally give my straight lines somewhat of a slight, like, bowing curve, and it usually stays pretty smooth, but it makes what I draw usually look like it's filled up with a little bit of air, and I kind of like that look with these dominoes. So instead of using a ruler, I decided to just freehand all of my straight lines, despite wanting to be kind of precise with all of this. Oh goodness, Anna, I totally forgot about sharing that on Instagram, so thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I totally forgot. I'm gonna have to hire you to be my PR manager so that you can help me grow my channel. Anna, I haven't seen what you're working on for today, so you should share it if you haven't. I don't know if you already did your piece or not, but I haven't seen it. Though I have been working all morning, so it's pretty likely that you shared it and I just missed it in the midst of all of my video editing. But I appreciate you sharing the link and everything to the live stream. That's so nice of you. Hopefully today I'll break yesterday's record. That would be awesome. The live stream from yesterday, the last time I checked, it was over 2,000 views. So definitely one of my better performing live streams for sure. So I really appreciate everybody that showed up to that one. You know, to be honest with you, it's really hard to carry on a conversation and try to draw really straight lines. That's much more difficult than what I thought it was going to be. Usually when I ink, sometimes when I ink with like a pencil or I mean with a pen, I like to get really close to my paper with my face. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but it's extremely hard to keep my face out of the camera here because I just want to get really close to it. Okay, so you'll finish your inking in the evening. Okay, so I'll look forward to that post on Facebook or Instagram, wherever I happen to see it first. I'll be going out this evening, which is partially the reason I'm doing the live stream in the afternoon, but also because I want to have the live streams at different times. So tomorrow's live stream, actually I don't know what time tomorrow's live stream is going to be, so oh, thank you, Elise. I'm glad you liked the horse that I did yesterday. Yes, I also liked your piece on the bird, which I mentioned in yesterday's video, yesterday's live stream. I mean, but yes, it was very cool. It was such a cool idea. I was a bit jealous. I'll be honest. I was a bit jealous that you came up with that idea and I didn't, because it was so cool. Oh, hello, Michael. I didn't see you in yesterday's live stream. I wasn't sure if you were able to catch it. Good morning, Derek. No idea is ever lame. Thank you. Oh, I like that idea, Derek. The dividing of the Red Sea. That's kind of biblical. That's a cool idea. I didn't think of that one. I thought of political things, and then I thought of the math side of division, and I didn't want to do anything political for Inktober because I didn't feel like that was appropriate for what I think Inktober is about. So I decided to scratch all the political possibilities that I could have came up with for Inktober, or for today's prompt, and went with dominoes instead. I might have to sketch in my circles here with the pencil first, so I'm not eyeballing it with the pen. I have the sketch down, but my hand keeps wiping off some of my graphite, so I might have to sketch it out again. I apologize if it drives you crazy that I keep flipping my drawing around in circles. It's really hard to get these lines without doing that. That's why I usually, actually, I'm not even sure I have any time lapses of me inking on my channel, and I would say 99% of the reason I don't is because I usually tape down my artwork so that the camera's nice and steady and all that. But I can't tape down the artwork that I ink because I have to spin it around so I can get those really difficult angles and draw them cleanly. So I'm constantly turning it. I need to like put my sketchbook on a lazy Susan so I can just keep spinning it around in circles. But for that reason, I never record. I never really record myself inking because I have to spin it around. To do the kind of work that I want to do when it comes to inking, I just gotta spin it. Oh yes, Michael, I saw your new that you posted your new royal fruit piece. I didn't get a chance to look at it closely yet, but I saw that you posted it and I was going to check it out. But I'm sure it's just as good as the pineapple. I couldn't tell quite from the thumbnail, but I thought it was a pear. It looked like a pear from the thumbnail. Oh, hello, Aaron. I'm glad you're able to make it to the stream. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer them. Just make sure that you tag me in the comment thing. That way it highlights my name and I can see it a little bit easier. That way I don't miss your questions. I feel like I'm afraid that this outlining process is a little bit boring. I apologize for that, but I gotta get it done. All right, just about finished. I'd need to sketch out a few more circles on the pieces in the back before I can move on. Got some circles on this domino here. Oh, hopefully I'm still in camera. It was a lemon. Oh, okay, a lemon, yeah. Hello, Linda. Thank you for coming by. Freeze frame, how are you doing? I feel like I have a lot of new people in the live stream now. When I was doing the drawing journal every Monday, I was kind of seeing the same people over and over again, but with these Inktober live streams, I'm seeing a lot of new people in the chats, so I appreciate you guys coming over to hang out and draw with me. I should probably think up some topics to discuss during the live streams. I have to be honest, I'm a little unprepared as far as what to talk about every day. If you've been following my channel, then you probably know me pretty well, in which case you know that I don't get out much. I'm just always working, always drawing, always creating, always teaching, you know, that kind of stuff. Let's see, yesterday I went for a bike ride for the first time in a really long time. I honestly don't remember the last time I rode a bike. And yesterday, my wife and I and a couple friends took some of those rental bikes out for a short ride for hour and a half or so. And I had like the worst bike in the world starting off with, because the pedal wouldn't spin, and so it kept like knocking my foot off every time I was trying to pedal. It was really annoying. And then we got me a new one. We had to ride all the way to another bike rack and get another bike. But yeah, that's the extent of my life story from yesterday. Very exciting, as you can gather. I think, yeah, I'm going to leave that one 4-3. and add some circles back on this one here. Very small circles there. Yeah, Wendy, you are lacking a little bit on the questions here. Usually, you're asking all kinds of questions. Hello, Mari and Ray. Welcome to the live stream. Would it be fine if you asked questions? Absolutely. Ask as many questions as you have, please. You did a sloppy drawing yesterday. Didn't put it a lot of thought, but I'll try for day 2. You know, I don't really think that you have to put in a lot of effort, you know. Just have fun. I think that's probably the most important part of each day's drawing, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I'm just trying to have fun with these drawings. I'm not trying to impress you guys. I really am not. Hopefully that doesn't offend you, because I'm just having fun with it. So if it doesn't turn out like really cool looking, fine, whatever. I mean, if you guys don't like the drawing, it doesn't change the fact that tomorrow I'm going to do the same. I'm going to keep doing these live streams. So I'm having fun with this. I liked the idea that I came up with. I thought it was original, and I didn't think very many people were going to be drawing dominoes for the division. So, yeah. Alright, now I'm going to grab some of my ink here and start, actually before I do that, I don't want to forget to erase my graphite. I'm going to get rid of that first. Use my little kneaded eraser to just roll up my excess graphite. That way I have nothing but clean ink lines. You make Inktober on 2-inch blocks, like literal, like wooden blocks? That sounds like a fun project to like paint ink on wood. Yeah, I agree, Tiffany. Art is definitely supposed to be fun. Hello, Noah. Haven't seen you in a while. Stephanie, welcome, welcome. You know, I don't really think it matters whether you draw small, you draw big, you draw on wood, you draw on paper, you draw on your walls, as long as you're enjoying it and putting in the effort to just get something done. I don't think there's a person in the world that is creating master works of art every day of Inktober, so yeah. And I'm having fun playing with ink. Like yesterday was the first time that I used a brush with ink, so it was a fun experience, and the project turned out pretty good. So I was totally satisfied with day 1 of Inktober. And I wasn't out trying to impress anybody. I was just, you know, drawing whatever I came up with in the moment, with the exception of planning the horse. I knew I was going to do a horse. One of the things that might help a few of you, if you haven't decided what to do for tomorrow or the next day, is what I actually did to kind of help me, because I have to plan. Like, if I'm going to be setting up my live stream and I have a ton of other work that I'm doing, I don't have any other option other than to plan out my days, especially since I have to schedule out the live streams so you guys know that they're going to be available. Is that I took the prompt and I looked at each of the words, and then I thought of what each word, like what I planned for each word. So I already know what I'm drawing for at least the next 16, 17 days. And I just kind of wrote out each day's idea, or I grabbed a reference photo from the internet just to kind of put a check in my mind as to what I was thinking of in the moment. And so I have all the days planned out. I don't have any of the sketches done yet. I'll kind of just do the sketch right before I live stream or whatever, like I did today and did yesterday. So if you're kind of struggling a little bit as far as figuring out what you want to do, maybe just look at the prompt list, look at one word at a time, and then go from there. Maybe look at a few pictures online to get you inspired a little bit, because that's what I did. I mean, when it came to the dominoes, it wasn't like I was looking at pictures online. I kind of came up with the domino idea because I love to play dominoes. So dominoes always reminded me of Division. So it was kind of natural to think of dominoes, but how was I going to make dominoes look cool? Yeah, I have no idea. In fact, I still don't know how I'm going to make this look good at all. Oh, you're going to do Gemini for today? Today I divided 2 fishbowl in each a fish. That sounds interesting. Keep it simple, best way to go. Yeah, I like that idea. How to give others a chance to ask questions as well. Yeah, true, Wendy. You gotta give some people a little bit of a chance. Hello, Des. First live stream, huh? Well, welcome. I'm glad you came by. You did a butterfly yesterday? A butterfly is a good one for Swift. That's a good choice. I think you're the first person that mentioned a butterfly. A few people did horses like me, and I was kind of surprised by that because I don't know. I guess thinking horses are swift is a common idea to come up with. For those of you that maybe not catch yesterday's live stream, here's a look at yesterday. So you can see the paper's a little wrinkly, but it's not too bad. It flattened out quite a bit, but this was yesterday's live stream, prompt Swift. That video is up. If you didn't see it, you can check that out after today's live stream. So what I'm going to do, what my plan is for the rest of this piece, like I said, I kind of just want to get a nice thick black outline to really make the dominoes look white. And then I want to use some water to dilute my ink to create some nice gray tones. And I'm going to try to shade my dominoes a little bit, give them a bit of dimension, do some shading. I was actually thinking about using markers though. It would definitely save some time if I could just grab a gray marker, but I really like mixing the ink with water, so I think I'm gonna just make it hard on myself for no reason at all other than giving me a reason to continue using my ink with a brush. But I must say, I'm really pleased at this Koh-I-Noor drawing ink. It dries really nicely, and it's very opaque. Sorry, I'm trying to follow the questions. I don't know if they all came at once or I just missed it and wasn't paying attention. Greetings from Wales. Welcome, Kezarator. Hopefully I pronounced that similar. Let's see. I'm trying to follow your questions, Mari. Let me see. Maybe go a little bit slower, and kind of break up one question. If you say one question, just in one single sentence, I'll get to it. It's hard for me to read through all of your comments, and continue drawing at the same time. But I'm happy to ask. I'm happy to answer your questions. Just go a little bit slower for me, if you would. You don't have to be sorry. It's fine. Just try not to ask too many questions all at once, because I only have a certain attention span that I can give the questions, because I have to keep drawing or I'm never going to finish this. Oh, you know what? I kind of had an epiphany. Yeah, I think I have an idea. Instead of like coloring the whole paper black, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of make it look like a cast shadow a little bit. It's not gonna be like the most like the perfect cast shadow as far as like what it would actually look like if the light was hitting it, but it's going to give it an edge. It's going to make it look a little bit cleaner, I think, in my opinion. So I'll just draw this down like that. That way I don't have to cover this entire piece of paper with this ink, because my jar of ink is actually quite small here. The actual question was, I was just wanting to... oh, you wanted to tell your story? I understand. Okay, well, I'm glad that I'm doing pretty well with the multitasking. Yeah, it's somewhat of a challenge, for sure. I try not to spend all the time reading the comments and not drawing, because sometimes I've done that. Like, I know there's been a few live streams where I had the drawing sitting in front of me the entire time and I barely did anything, like as far as drawing wise, and I just sat there and talked. But sometimes those live streams are a lot of fun. But since this is a challenge, I kind of have a mild obligation to make sure that I finish in a reasonable amount of time. To be honest with you, I actually have to do the dishes as well. I've been working all morning. I haven't cleaned anything in my house, so yeah, I need to do that. I need to do some cleaning. I was procrastinating all the dishes for the sake of editing video all morning, and I need to finish up this drawing and then get right to cleaning before my lovely wife comes home, because we're gonna go bowling later. I'm going to do a little bit of bowling. I should take my camera bowling with me so I can make a vlog. What do you guys think? Because for those of you that have been subscribed for a while, not too long ago, my wife and I went up to Gdańsk and we had a little bit of a bowling competition, and she beat me. But to be honest with you, I kind of beat her pretty bad the last time, so I don't know, maybe I should keep that off camera. Just kidding. But we're going with a few friends. A couple friends going to the bowling alley. Let me see. Let me try to catch up a little bit. Please check out my Instagram. Just made it a month ago. Okay, Aaron. If you tag me in your post of your drawing, your Inktober Day 2 drawing, I'll be sure to come by and check it out. Mary wants to know how I started with art, how you decided it, how did I decide to start doing it? Goodness. Yes, make a vlog. Yes, make a vlog. Yes, make a vlog. Absolutely do. Okay, I'll take my camera. I can't promise anything. Okay, I can't promise anything, but I will take my camera. Will Anna join you on any of the live streams? Yes, she will be doing her first Inktober piece probably this coming Saturday. She was gonna do it yesterday, but I kind of didn't want the first Inktober to be a couple's live stream. So she'll be joining me for sure this month. Yesterday she was actually just hanging out in bed watching or listening to an audiobook or whatever while I was streaming yesterday. She was kind of upset that I told her I didn't want her to be in the live stream for the first day, but she'll definitely be coming on and hanging out with all of you lovely people. Oh, thank you for letting me know how many people were watching. I didn't know there was 45. That's a good number. That's a good number. Yeah, everything's planned out pretty much already. So to answer your question, how I got started with art, well, let me narrow it down to how I started my YouTube channel, how I kind of got into that. I think that's a pretty good topic to kind of cover. I mean, a lot of you are pretty familiar with the story, but I suppose I might add in a few more details that you're not aware of. So a lot of you know that I was in the military, and during that time, I wasn't real artistic. You know, it was kind of hard to be an artist in the military. But after I got out and I started going to college, I took my first painting class, and that's where it all started. I started oil painting. What year was this? So this would have been 2012. So 2012 I started oil painting, and I just fell in love with it. Oil painting is still my all-time favorite medium to work in. And then shortly after that, I came across people doing art on YouTube. I wasn't really a big YouTube watcher up to this point, and so I didn't really know anything about YouTube. But I came across people doing the time lapses of drawing on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that is so cool. I just really enjoyed watching the work just evolve right in front of my eyes, and I was like, I can do that. That was literally my thought. I was like, I can do that. I had no idea how I was going to do it, but I knew that I could make time-lapse videos, and so I just propped up my iPad. That was how I first started, was with my iPad, and Windows Movie Maker. That's how I started, and so I just recorded everything and made the best videos that I could make, and as I got more and more interested in doing it and was having a lot of fun, I invested some money. I got a GoPro camera, which really helped me make better videos. That was my first big camera upgrade. And then I started using Final Cut Pro. That was my software upgrade. And this was back in 2013, I think. 2013, early 2014 timeframe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not real good with years and remembering things. But yeah, and I just kept doing it for fun, and a lot of people started coming by my channel. I started gaining subscribers simply just because that's what happens when you upload regularly. And I was just having a lot of fun with it, so I kept doing it. By the way, I'm using the Mangaka Flexible Pen, and I don't know if you can see the tip of this, but the tip of this pen is really, really flexible. It's like a really fine tip brush. And if you've never used these Mangaka Flexible, definitely check it out, because these pens are just so awesome. I love these pens. They're so great for filling things in. Very opaque, black ink and everything. They're so smooth on the paper too. I have to interrupt my story and introduce you guys to this pen if you've never used them before. Sorry, I totally missed some of the comments. Hold on a second. How long will I stream? You go ahead and get Patrick his coffee and his cake, Michael. Don't worry about that. Though he might need to see a therapist about that. No, I'm kidding. I'll be streaming for a while. I'm not quite done with this. I still have quite a lot to do, so I'll still be here if you come back. Goodness, I kind of lost my train of thought there. What else did I miss in the comments? Yes, so that's how I got started, really. I randomly took a painting class because I needed to be a full-time student while I was getting my GI Bill benefits. I mean, I don't mean to like throw a bunch of weird stuff if you're not familiar with the military benefits in the United States. But yeah, so I needed to be a full-time student, so I took a painting class to fill that requirement, and it just changed my whole life. Because last year, right around this time, is when I decided to do YouTube and art full-time. So I've been a full-time professional artist / YouTuber for just over a year now. And I am loving it, with a few exceptions, to be honest with you. It is certainly not an easy thing to do as far as surviving and making money. If you want to do YouTube and art full time, it takes a lot of work, because I always say this when I bring up this topic. You fall into two categories. You fall into the people that worked hard to get where they're at, and then you fall into the people that got lucky to get where they at. Because some people, they upload one video and then all of a sudden they have, 500,000 subscribers, simply just by luck. But I've been putting in all the work to be at the 13,000 subscribers that I have now, and I am making just enough to survive, to be perfectly honest with you. So it's not a life of luxury, I can assure you that right now. But hopefully, if I keep putting in the work and making people happy with the content that I create, then yeah, I hope to continue being a professional artist, because it's really enjoyable. to just wake up and draw and have fun and meet some of the most lovely people in the world over the internet, of course. And hopefully in the future, meet some of you in person. Once you find your apartment and get things settled in Finland, you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, hopefully that reasonably answers your question a little bit, Mari. But I feel like I've kind of gone over that story quite a few times, so I apologize for those of you that's heard it 1,000 times. But it's, yeah, it's always nice to remember where you come from. So I don't mind answering that question when it comes up. You guys talking about cake right now? Come on now. I want cake. I haven't made cake in a while. I usually make chocolate cake. Anna sometimes makes it. I sometimes make it. Doesn't matter who makes it as long as there's cake. Cake and wine. I'm not much for coffee. I don't like coffee. I can't drink coffee without it doing terrible things to my body. Unspeakable things. But cake and wine, that's where I'm at. Alright, so it's starting to look kind of cool. Not as boring as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, Wendy, I need to come by. That'd be cool. Cheesecake is good, yeah. How old am I? We're gonna have this question. So I'm 28 years old. I was gonna make you guess, but too many people in the chat already knows how old I am, so I thought it would be pointless to play that guessing game. Oh, you're welcome, Mari. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad that hopefully my story is a bit inspirational and not discouraging. I'm a bit of a cynic, I suppose, when it comes to being successful here on YouTube. Is kind of frustrating, to be honest with you. It's a bit frustrating, but it can be very rewarding, and for me it has been. It allows me to live without having to work for anybody. I work for myself, and it's a really great feeling because if you knew me in person, you'd know that I don't work well for other people, because I don't like to work for people that are less intelligent than I am, which is probably why I'm no longer in the military. But yeah, I don't work well with people that are in charge of me that are clearly less intelligent. So being able to work for myself is really nice. And having a degree in math really gives me a safe fallback. So if things go bad for my art, then I always can just be a math teacher, which was my original plan. Alright, let me see. Let me catch up with the chat really quick. Hopefully you are liking my dominoes. It feels a little graffiti-ish to me, I guess. I don't know, it kind of has that feel to me. You'll have to let me know what you think. Okay, Linda, you like it? Thank you. Am I going to use black ink with all drawings because there are so many colors of inks available? I was really close to getting the primary colors of ink, but I didn't want to do anything with colors just yet. Maybe later on. I don't know. I was thinking about it. I was really, really close, but I just couldn't. I was afraid that it was going to take way too long. And so I decided to just keep it with the black ink for now, but maybe later on in the month if I'm feeling a bit spontaneous. But now I need to take some water here and clean out my brush. I'm actually just going to clean out my brush and use the dirty ink water to start shading my my dominoes here. And I have a piece of paper towel so that I can make this maybe not as wrinkled as I did yesterday. So let's see here. I'm just gonna come in here with some gray and start shading this. And I'm just going to keep it really loose with the shading. I'm not going to go for anything spectacular. That seems a little dark to me. I'm going to try to lighten it up a little bit. But I also don't want the paper to wrinkle too much, and it keeps wrinkling. This paper is just not ideal for what I want to do. If the paper was a little bit thicker, then it'd probably work much better and it wouldn't wrinkle so much, and I would get a bit more smooth coverage with my ink and water here. But because it's so thin, I kind of get this inability to move the water across the paper. It kind of just soaks in and gets really wrinkly. Put ink on the paper, then press another paper on top and make something abstract. Oh, that does sound kind of cool. I might do something like that in the future. Maybe do something a little more abstract. I'll go through the prompts and see if there's anything that sticks out to me as being a little bit more abstract than what I've thought up so far. Hot press watercolor paper. Yeah, the only thing is, like I mentioned yesterday, I didn't give myself enough time to really plan out and be properly prepared for Inktober. Otherwise, I would have got a much better sketchbook, and certainly in the future for next year, I will be much better prepared because I am certainly going to continue doing this challenge and most likely do this next year, and I promise I will get a much better sketchbook than this kind of junky one. I went really budget, super budget with this sketchbook, and as you can see, it's certainly a lot less than ideal for inking and mixing water and stuff like that. So I need to get a sketchbook that can handle this kind of stuff a lot better, because it would make it much more fun to have paper that can tolerate getting a little wet without turning into a mushy diaper. So next year I promise not to get diaper paper. Do I have Copic markers? I don't have Copic markers, but I do have the Tria Letraset markers. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to incorporate markers in a few of the pieces, add some color, that's kind of the reason I decided not to get the colored ink, because I already had markers and it seemed like a waste to buy the ink if I'm gonna use markers anyway. So yeah, that was kind of my thought process with that one. Alrighty. Oh, hello, Coffee Cat. Welcome. I'm glad you were able to make it to today's live stream. Glad to see you here. I'm going to try to even out the front of this domino here because it's all scratchy and kind of ugly. It's hard to get an even coat of this ink because of this crappy paper, but it's not too bad. All right, let's go back over here, darken up that one. Darken up this edge here. Am I going to explore ink after this challenge is over? Well, to be honest with you, I don't really have a lot of exploring left to do with ink. Inking has always kind of been one of my favorite mediums, and I would say that as far as exploring ink, I'll probably just start incorporating the use of a brush a bit more. But I don't know, there's always a possibility that I try out colored ink. I'm kind of enjoying the mixing of the water and the ink here, so you never know. I'm certainly not going to discount the possibility of really getting into inks and getting some colored inks. So yeah, the art store that I live by has a pretty good selection of colored inks. They have some metallic inks that look really cool, and they have the primary colors, which is really all I need to do full-scale ink colored pieces. But I'm gonna have to definitely look for some good paper as far as what paper choice, because it took me a long time to find the paper that I wanted for my colored pencils. So it's probably going to take me another good amount of time to find paper that I'll like with my inks. All right, I think I need a bit more black ink here. Mix it with water. I want a darker shade. Whoa, that's way too dark. That's too dark. So I need to get something in between here. Give me a moment while I figure out what mixture I need. That's too dark. Gosh darn it. Okay, I think that might be good. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. That's just a tiny bit darker. So I can go in here and add a few darker values. Let me see. I'm sorry. I may have missed quite a bit of the chat. Hello, Lolo. Parik. Hopefully that's pronounced right. Dragonborn. Yeah, I agree. My art does deserve something better than diaper paper for sure. Yeah, I regret getting this sketchbook quite a bit, but I'm gonna hold out on it because I don't think I'm gonna be doing every piece like this where I have the brush on ink with water. So yeah, it's not gonna be bad every time. And to be honest with you, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like it's tolerable. So it's yeah, I'll survive. I can survive 1 month of diaper paper. I think we'll all survive. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to put my brush aside now, and I'm going to grab my white gel pen. Let's make sure that I'm in frame. You need to have your chat read to you. Yeah, that would be good. You know, it'd be kind of cool if I could like have the chat down here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if I set up my iPad, then I could have my chat in front of me a little bit better. It would make it a bit easier to read, at the very least. Do I mix water with the ink? Yes. So I have this thing here. Let me show you really quick. So what I did is I just took a little bit of ink and different amounts of water, and I'm just kind of mixing and playing around with it to get the different shades of gray and whatnot. So that's how I did that. But I'm gonna take this white pen now, and I'm gonna just come in here and add little specks of white for that shiny spot for this little divot. Just a teeny tiny little weird shape. It kind of an arch shape with almost like a bird, I guess. That's the shape that I'm making here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to add after this, so if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Because otherwise I'm going to have to call it done because I'm stuck. After I didn't know what I was going to do after I added this. I should have taken longer. Add a little bit of highlight to that black bar in there. Let's see. What else could I do? Maybe I could work on this one a bit more. So I'm going to take a bit more water here. I'm going to see if I can smooth it out. If I can get kind of a smoother, more consistent gray tone on the face of it here. So I'm going to work with that a little bit. Yeah, Anna could be reading my comment. Yes, that was a Jelly Roll pen. This right here is the Sakura Jelly Roll. I also have this one here, which is a hybrid gel. I think this is just a cheap off-brand one. I'm not sure though. Because I've never heard of this one, but it's a ballpoint. Yeah, this one is also a ballpoint. Maybe I'll try to use that one tomorrow or something, just to get a better idea of how well it works. But I've used the Sakura ones for so long that I trust it, you know? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm trying to get it a bit smoother, but it's just not doing anything. It's just hideous and ugly looking. But it still looks cool. I'm just trying to think of what else I could do to it. Feels like there should be something. I agree. You could give it a newspaper comic effect. Maybe add a spider. Huh. Or color in some way. Add color, scoreboard on the background. Darken out one side of the background to suggest light on the opposite. Yeah, I just don't know. I was kind of stuck. A fingerprint. Oh, I kind of like that. I do kind of like the idea of a fingerprint. I could use my thumb. Let me see where I would want it. I do like the idea of a fingerprint. That is kind of cool, but I kind of want to use my own fingerprint. Let's see here. Let me get a test piece of paper. Okay. I'm gonna just... I need to put a little bit more ink in here. And then press my thumb into it. I'm getting real messy now. Yeah, it's not working too well. Nah, the fingerprint's not gonna work. It's gonna be too messy. I like the idea. Put the spider on the upper right corner to contrast the big block. I don't know. I think I might just keep it like this. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The fingerprint needs to be to scale. I kind of like the fingerprint, but now I just have ink all over my hand. I think I'm gonna have to call this one done. I don't want to have to like force it, you know? But I swear, I just need something. I just need something. I don't know what it is. I might have to do this off camera, I'm not lying. Yeah, I think I might have to. Because I need to go do the dishes, so I should probably put some dirty dishes in the background. Or a spoon. I kind of like the idea of a spoon. For no reason, just a spoon. Or a butter knife. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to call this one done. I'm sorry. I like your ideas with the spiders and the fingerprint. I really like the fingerprint idea. I do. But I just can't visualize it well enough to commit to it. And ink is not forgiving. I'll tell you what. What I don't like right now is this right here. Okay, I feel better about it now. Yeah, I feel a little bit better about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it done, guys. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to call it done. I keep saying that, but for real though. Hopefully you guys like the way that it came out. This is not exactly the most ideal shading that I was hoping to create with the ink. I probably should have used a bigger brush. I think if I used a bigger brush, it might have been a bit smoother. So lesson learned for sure on that one. But I want to appreciate you guys really coming and hanging out and just chatting and being awesome. So I will see you guys for sure tomorrow. I will share the live stream for tomorrow. I'll give it a time so you guys know what time I'll be live streaming. It'll probably be similar today, to be honest with you. It might be the same exact time today. So hopefully that works out for most of you. But yeah, I'm going to officially say that day 2 is done. So thank you guys once again for coming by and hanging out. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace.